Alright, the stream is working. Hello there. Welcome to this video. You might be wondering, hey, why is it a stream? Well, you know, I don't have any way of editing videos, so it'll have to go like this. So, let us see this replay that I've just had. Just want to double check before we start that. Yes, it is recording. The, more thunder. Alright. So this was a rather hectic battle. Let me pause real quick. Let's turn the markers off for right now. And there, in the HUD. Actually, let me figure out how to. I'll probably only pause it, so. Here we are on. Italy, so yeah, just a Cheerian. 100% sure who that is, but the decal looks familiar. Let's check here. So Sean, I heard the name. Anyway, I don't know what that sound glitch was. It sounded like you got hit by an MG, but I really didn't. Anyway, so what's going through my mind right now, I can draw your attention to the minimap. So this is Italy. I spawned at the northern spawn on the western side. You have 3 capture points here in this sort of a vertical city. Now everybody wants to go for A. A is sort of a courtyard area. Let me actually go to free camera so I can show you. So this right here in the center is the capture point. And to the left over here is an open field, just at the edge of the map. And further to the south is the rest of the city. So the enemies are coming from this direction over here. I don't know if any of them have loaded in, or if they're already here, but they come in and attack through this way, and we come attack through this way. Now if you look at the mini-map, and if I sort of pan over here, you can see here's a tank, there's a tank. It's me actually. My ally should be around here somewhere. But we are pushing through this sort of small field on this side of the river, in order to sort of, you know, catch them in the side. What I believe happens is my team, some of them go further south and attack the point directly, as exemplified by this tank and this tank there right by my cursor, going and attacking the point directly, and me on this road, going around the side. I believe some of them actually punched through over here and it started attacking to the south through here. Anyway, so what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to see if there's any enemies trying to contest our field, because if they are, that's a very, very difficult predicament for us pushing across this open ground, because Sherman tanks, especially like later armored versions that are not like the jumbo, even the jumbos sometimes suffer from going across open ground. Now I'm gonna check and see if I can spot anything with my scope, which I cannot. And I'm going to make a right into the city. Now, allow me to move my cursor out of the way. My thoughts are, I can see that there's a friendly tank destroyer capturing, so that means we've secured most of the city center. I've got ballast to my left firing, meaning that the field is actually contested, and I entirely glanced over anyone in that area. Now I'm listening for enemies. I hear machine guns, artillery fire, explosions to my right. Now, I just checked in front of me. There was a tank that rolled right. Now looking at this replay, they say hindsight is 20/20, and something that I didn't notice at the time is right here. This sticker max. I had the slimmest shot at him right here. Not that it matters, because he does not affect the outcome of what happens. So, what I'm doing is I hear the activity, the gunfire, machine gun fire over here at this point. And if we go back to player view, there to my right, see fire coming from over there. I do not see it right there. That burst of machine gun fire. This guy right here. Now, that's sometimes using your machine gun isn't always the best. In this case, it was not for him. You will see me come through that fence right there, attempting to get a shot. I notice he's moving right there. That's kill number 1. Now, behind him, I don't know this, but as we can see, 3 tanks lined up here. There is a T-34-85 moving across this street. There is a German KV-1B right here, watching the point. There's a friendly Firefly who has now just noticed this Panther. Now, here's what's going to happen next, is I'm going to continue advancing because I have no clue that anything's over here. I mean, I can hear them, not that I can do anything about them. So, I continue advancing. So, this was a misplay, in my belief, of the T-34-85 driver. So, watch this. I'm going to make a sharp turn towards the point, and he appears right in front of me. Now, if we go back to my perspective, you notice that he has come around the corner here. I've noticed him just in the nick of time. I did not have the reaction time to him in the side. I thought he was going to keep rolling and I was going to shoot him. Now, this 85mm gun can absolutely destroy me. So, I do have to be careful. I did have to be extremely careful and cautious about doing this. He notices me, and knows that he can kill me, and that if he angles his armor, I will not be able to kill him. So he tries to get his front armor pointed towards me, which is the strongest part of his tank. But that was his misplay. I think he steered towards me. If he had steered away from me, he probably could have survived this engagement, but he steers towards me. The tank bucks forward, flattening the armor, and that's kill number 2. Now, remember, there was a KV-1 and a Panther over here. So, after going through this tree, going through this fence, I will check my left, make sure there's nobody there, check my right, make sure there's nobody there. Now, right here. I'm just looking here, I hear the gunfire. That German KV-1 is now tunnel visioned on everything in front of him. So, I go ahead, rotate to take the shot. Now, while I'm taking this shot, if we go to free camera, I notice this T-3457 right out of the corner of my scope. I'm right here. So what I'm thinking is, well, shit. If I shoot this guy's probably gonna see me, which is unfortunate. And something else to note is that they have this point basically surrounded on a majority of sites. We now have team going towards B. I jump over here trying to engage this Panther. Now, this T-3457 is going right for the point. Because if you check on the map, this area is owned by us. But now that I've seen this KV-1, I think, where am I going to shoot? I have 2 options. Option 1, side of the turret. Not a poor decision. Definitely will kill everyone in the turret, and but the tank will still be able to move, and etc. That will waste another shot. The other, slightly more risky, but probably gonna kill him, shot is going to be right here. This gap in the armor. And in that split second, I make the decision to shoot him right here. So, I hit. That hit killed the driver, killed the gunner, killed the loader, leaving 2 crew members. Killed the machine gunner, killed the gunner and loaders, leaving the driver and the commander. So, actually, he's on fire, so he panics. I realize that, and what ends up happening is, as he's reversing, I had also hit his fuel tank, and the fire killed his loader, resulting in the death of his tank, because he only had 1 crew member left. Anyway, now I'm rolling into the A point, and as soon as I look over here, I notice that A is being captured, so I have to be very, very alert about what's going on in these next few seconds. So, come through the wall, check my left. Right there is a T-34. T-3457 that I saw earlier. That is important. I noticed it was a long-barreled T-34. This was which could easily go through the front of my tank. No problem. So, it's lucky that I knocked him out. Now, I continue to push forward, and bang, there it is, second T-34. Now, if you look at him, if we just um, if we just zoom in on him, that's interesting. It appears to be another T-34-57. I originally mistook it for a short-barreled T-34, which could have been a massive misplay by me. So I notice him coming in, and I immediately require targeting. So the gun's loaded. I don't shoot him right away, so I could go for the front of the turret, which is really awkward, especially because it's got all these rounded parts, etc. It's not clean. I can't go for the side that's too angled, and the front is going to be pretty angled. But I mistook it, but I got lucky here. I mistook it for a short-barreled T-34. Bang! There he is. He shoots me. If you look at the tank X right here, my tank has taken 0 damage. I shoot next, and I hit him in the turret ring, knocking out his gunner and loader, leaving 2 crew members in his tank. He continues to roll in because of his driver. He tries an angles, and I shoot him in the front, killing both of his remaining crew members. Now, there is something key there. If you heard the machine gun fire right behind, and saw the tracers, that is coming from this Panther, which I don't know it's a Panther at the time, but is a rather is a rather large threat to my team. So anyway, I try and capture the point. Checking my left, making sure there's nothing there. I hear him fire right there. Now I don't see him right away, so I'm moving along. I see the smoke from his exhaust. I think about taking the shot there. I do not quite have enough to shoot at, so I continue through for the tree to clear my commander's view, and I take aim for the turret. Now, I could have easily aimed lower, probably could have killed him, but instead I take the safe shot and go for the turret. The turret shot knocks out the cannon breech and kills the gunner. He starts reversing, so I decide to take the driver shot, which knocks out the 2 additional crew members in his tank, resulting in the death of 3 people in his tank, leaving 1 crew member left, and that is it for the Panther. That allowed my jumbo to break through. You can hear him breaking defenses right now. I decide not to go for the A point, to use it sort of as bait to lure in enemy tanks, and bang. That's when I see an IS-1. Now, this was a very, very crucial decision on my part here. So, his gun isn't facing me exactly, but he's undoubtedly seen me at this point. So, what do? I see him, I stop, and I shoot. And immediately move. Now, the IS-1 is a heavy tank. It doesn't have the greatest turret traverse, so I figured I could get behind this building if I hit him and bounced. Now, the reason I didn't go for this lower part right here is that sometimes can be a really dumb spot, and shots tend to get eaten by this plate right here and not go through. So I decided to go for the safer bit and shoot for the turret. I shoot for the right side of the turret because I know that's where the gunner is. So as soon as I fire, I expect it to penetrate. I just keep moving, but nevertheless it penetrates, kills the gunner commander, and knocks out the cannon breech. So even if his gunner was still alive and was on the other side, it still knocked out the cannon breach, so that allows me to come back around, and the IS-1 only has 4 crew members, driver, gunner, commander, and loader, leaving only 2 places for me to shoot. I could train for the driver, which isn't worth it, or, because this turret's not going to move, the other side of the turret killing the loader. Now, that was a majority of my kills, so let's tally it up. PT-76 was my first kill. Second kill was a T-34-85. Third kill was a T-34-57. Fourth kill was yet another T-34-57, Panther, and IS-1, making 6 kills. 7 kills. What did I miss? KV-1. I knocked out that KV-1 earlier. So now my friend pushes up. I am now considering whether to continue press the advance and push my luck, or to re-engage somewhere else. So I'm taking a bit of a breather because I've just knocked out 7 tanks in rapid succession. Now it might have not seemed like that because, well, I'm pausing the video a lot, but I'm now looking at the map. So we've got 3 tanks, 1 just got knocked out. We had 4 tanks pushing towards the C point, which is in enemy hands, which is good. We have friendlies here pushing up to capture and reinforce A. We have tanks to the north who have secured the field and are now moving to cut off enemy reinforcements. But looking at the map, it looks like this C can wait. I have confidence in the 3 medium tanks down there to take and hold the point of C. Now, B, right in the middle of the map, it's in our control, and there's 1 enemy tank. Now, I haven't been paying attention to what's going on around here, but I do have a premonition that the next attack will be coming from here, especially since a bulk of their forces have been knocked out here up at the A point. And especially since there's so many tanks, it's not worth trying to come back. And if they do, they will get knocked out by this Centurion Mark 1 and Sherman Jumbo. So it's basically suicide for them to come back to the C point. So that leads to my next decision, which is to cut my losses, not push my luck, because, well, let's face it, there's too much competition up here for me for kills. So, in that time that I was speeding up, I did notice that somebody went and captured B, as well as a bulk of my team that was up here. We now have 3 tanks cutting off enemy reinforcements from the north, which should be plenty enough. And now we have 4 tanks moving down to the point of B. Now, I'm considering, well, is it still on the point? Has it moved? Has it not? The medium tank close by has finally reacted. And we pause. Medium tank pops up on the map, and it's dead. I believe it was a Panzer IV, and also an enemy self-propelled gun, tank destroyer, also gets knocked out trying to leave the area. And now the bulk of our team is now in the middle of the map. They're capturing the B point. I decided to stay here, farm up some capture points. Farm up some points to capture the point. This is on 4 times speed, so that's why it's moving much faster. Just does a lot of me scanning. Now, here's my just thoughts. So, right there, heavy tank icon pops up on the map. Probably an engagement with these 3. I also notice and hear that there is a Tiger firing somewhere in this location. Probably this heavy tank, but it knocks out a medium tank right there. My thought is if I can push up there, maybe the enemy tank has relocated, maybe he's still looking in the same spot, but not quite. Maybe he's scanning, maybe he's moved entirely. I have no clue. But he knocked out a fellow Firefly up there, and it was my thought process at the time that, well, maybe he's still there and I can knock him out, because I'm still feeling really confident now that I haven't encountered any enemy tanks for a while. That's when the Tiger H1 right here gets knocked out. So, I take a scan through here. A friendly team's pushing up through here. We see a friendly Firefly push up along there. He actually gets taken out by a enemy anti-aircraft gun, as you can see there on the map. Friendly light tank, etc., etc., etc. The Tiger over here got knocked out, so I decide it's not worth my. It might be worth my time here. Maybe there will be more reinforcements since they've been cut off from the north for so long. So I make a right-hand turn here, and that's when I see this tree fall. At this time, this tank destroyer here in the bottom left corner of the map has been pinging the map for literal ages, requesting backup. I go over here just to make sure that I'm on my way to support him. I just check behind here because that tree fell over, and maybe a tank pushed it over or something. But it turns out not to be true, so I come through the fence and I try making my way over here. I let my friendly tank destroyer know that I'm coming to assist him in chat. We can also see a friendly heavy tank icon on the map pushing up. That will be a Churchill 7. Also anxious for to help out this M18, I believe it was. Knockout, whatever it was. I think at this point he said that it was a German tank destroyer. There we can see the Churchill right there in the top right corner, moving from right to left. The Hellcat keeps pinging the map. He pings the map in front of us, and the ping slowly gets closer and closer to us. Closer and closer to him. I don't know if it's moving, or if his callout is bad, or if he's trying to roughly figure it out. Anyway, let's see if you can spot the tank destroyer before I do. Now, it's really not that big of a deal. Well, it is. I have a 50-50 chance whether or not this tank destroyer is facing my direction. I just check there. The Churchill's pushing up to see if I can get a shot off before him. So it's a 50-50 chance whether he's facing the Hellcat or facing behind him. He probably knows the Hellcat is there, and that's why the Hellcat's pinging the map. The reason the Hellcat hasn't knocked him out yet is because the tank destroyer has run out of ammunition. So the Churchill is scanning for him. I'm looking for him, so it could be an issue if we push him into the Hellcat. I mean, the worst thing is the Hellcat's gonna die, and then we're gonna definitely know where this vehicle is because he just fired it and killed a friendly tank right near us. So this Churchill is trudging along steadily, looking for the kill. I plan to get the kill before him, and I will. What's not to, be like rude and say like, oh hey, I got the kill before you, just because, well, I want to make my 8 kills, because that would be nice. If the Churchill gets to him first, I mean, good for him. I mean, there's only literally, you can see in the timer up here, there is literally like 20 seconds left in this match, so it's really finders keepers. Now, you either have or have not spotted the tank destroyer at this point. Now, I will give you here 10 seconds to see if you can spot the tank destroyer before I do. And here we go. 1 locomotive, 2 locomotive, 3 locomotive, 4 locomotive, 5 locomotive, 6 locomotive, 7 locomotive, 8 locomotive, 9 locomotive, 10 locomotive. Have you spotted him yet? Well, let's see how long it takes me to spot him. Took me, a few seconds after realizing, hey, dry sprocket, return roller, or whatever it is. Anyway, wheels, exhaust, spare track, Schertzen, tracks, exhaust. Hey, that's a freaking tank. So, anyway, I notice he's here. I shoot him. It kills his gunner and loader as well as his cannons breach. I'm surprised he doesn't like move here to angle or anything. I'm willing to bet he was AFK or looking for the Hellcat, or maybe he had just given up at this point. Anyway, I load up and fire a new round, goes straight through the ammo block, killing everybody. And that explosion there on the house right there is the Churchill finally realizing that, hey, there is a tank destroyer. And the game ends with that. 8 kills and 1 cap. For a little pockmark on the front of my tank from the bloody Russians. Anyway, I'd just like to share that with y'all, and I hope you have a great day. Good night.